Hello, it's Stormclawd. So today, I hope you're having a wonderful day to start off with. And then I want to talk about just general, I guess, Rocket League positioning stuff, stuff that I see a lot of people messing up on, I guess more than anything else, and just talk about, I guess, how to mentally improve your game a bit more, so make you think a bit more about how to win, as opposed to kind of I see a lot of people, they get caught up on the fact that maybe go faster. This is a really common one in competitive is just go faster than the other team. Just go faster, just go faster. And this works to a certain extent where you'll go faster, you'll beat people to the ball, but it doesn't always work in the sense that if they're ready for you to do that, then they're just going to play a bit more passively off of you, let you go fast, you're going to go hit the ball. So say I'm going fast, it's let's say usually they have someone around here or something. So if I'm going fast and they're going fast, if I get to the ball faster, we've got the ball over there, they don't have that defender there, we might have scored a goal there. But what if he doesn't go faster? So if you saw where my ball went, if he decides not to go faster, reads where I hit it, then he's going to see that ball rolling across there, go up, and he's going to aerial that. And it's going to be a lot simpler for him to do that than probably, like, for me especially, since I got my arm injury, I'm not as quick as I used to be. So I tend to play the second option, which is a bit more passive, and just play off of what your opponent does a bit more. Now what this does is it just kind of means that you kind of let your opponent impale themselves a little bit. So this is one thing I notice, a lot of people are just kind of impatient to hit the ball. So say here, if I've got no boost and somebody's coming at me, it's not good for me to just hit it like this straight at them and give them a free hit. Like a lot of the time I see people do this as well. It's like you don't want to just hit it to your opponents. That's kind of bad because you give them a free hit if because you're not going to have the boost to be able to challenge it. What's better is to just stay near the ball and just force a 50-50. This is going to give you a lot more options and well, not a lot more options. It's just going to force the ball into a better spot. I think people get too focused on where they want the ball to go and not enough on where the opponents don't want the ball to go. Because you're better off playing off where the opponents are going to struggle to get the ball than anything else in Rocket League generally. Another one that's really common is the walls. So when you're going, oops, I press RB a bit by accident sometimes. When you go into the wall, there's a few options you've got. So you can go up, go for a wall hit. So this is really common. You just run the ball up the wall and go for your wall hit. Another option is that you can pinch it along the wall. So what this does is at least having these two options available. What this means is if I'm a defender and let's say somebody's dribbling that ball, I have to decide if I'm on here whether they're going up the wall or whether they're going to put it behind me. Because if I go up the wall and they put it behind me, I don't have the ball. So this is one mind game you can do near the wall. Another one is if you're dribbling it, you can obviously just like, oh, I'm really bad at dribbling, I'm sorry. Wait, I'll show you. I'll figure it out. So another option would be pretend you're dribbling it out the wall and then just dribble it the other way. So this is just another option. It's just basically, you want to give yourself ways to mind game your opponent. So this is just giving yourself a way to mind game your opponent when you're at the wall. Now another one I see a lot of people kind of not doing is when they pass, they kind of pass too far forward. So if I give an example, this pass here is like too far forwards in that it's close to a defender. So the closer to a defender you put your pass. So let's say I've got a player on that opposite boost. Now the best place to put this pass is here is even potentially a bit too far forward. That's actually honestly a bit too far forward. So if they're on the other boost, let's imagine they're on the other boost. This is kind of like an ideal spot to put it. It depends like, okay, so if they're about here, they're going to have a bit of a run up, they're going to be able to get a good hit. If then you have to put it a little bit ahead of them so they can get a little bit of a run up, unless you're going to smack it straight into their nose and they're just going to sit there and let it go like, boop. Unless they're doing that, it's kind of not as good, but what you don't want to do is this sort of pass. So generally, if you do this sort of pass over here, gets cut off, they don't have as many options because it's going into the corner, and then you kind of just get stuck on your play, it stagnates. Now, a lot of people will just pass it forward too hard, so it's like, if you go forward too much, you're playing into your opponents, that's the big problem. The way to keep possession is to go sideways or backwards generally. That's the best way to keep possession. I'm not saying you never want to go forwards, because sometimes you have open space. So say we have open space on that side of the court or pitch. I might want to pass it over there if we have the open space. That's that's not a big deal. You do want to use it sometimes, but it's just a big mistake I see is a lot of people just pass it forward way too much. and that just throws away possession. So I'm actually going to go into a replay now that I have that I thought would be pretty good for this. So where is it? I think it's this one. I was just playing with a few friends, and I just wanted to talk about how we kind of position off each other. So yeah, just a standard cheat for me. This play right here by their team, I really... I'm just gonna... Give me a sec. I'm gonna get this menu up so I can actually see what I'm doing. So this play right here by their team, I really do not like this play at all, where two people go for boost to the back. Now the reason I really don't like this is no one can challenge me, and it clusters up who's going to go for this ball. So here they actually did it quite well. They had the person who was closer to me on the side go for it, and then you have the other person going to net. Now this is actually pretty good positioning overall from where they went. I just view this sort of kickoff strategy as really weak, because you're leaving your net wide open, where if that person gets a bad kickoff, you're just going to get scored on. That's why I really don't like it. It's just not optimal play to my mind. Let's have a bit of a look what's going on here. So right here, I probably could have rotated a bit more over to the side for that pass, or Daisy could have passed it a bit more back to me, but it is working out well because we get it into open space. This is something I've actually been working on quite a bit, is okay, so look at this time spent for my opponent compared to me. So actually about the same distance from the wall to this ball. He's a bit further away than me, but I cut out some time. See, look, I'm already... Okay, he's on the wall now, and I've already jumped up, so I've done a double jump to get onto the wall faster. I've already jumped up, and I'm already... If we have a look... I'm already that much higher than my opponent. So this gives me initiative. So when you're higher than your opponent, it means you have initiative. And basically, because of this initiative, I was able to get to the ball first. So... Well, where am I going? Let's see where he's going to hit it. So if he got to this ball first, probably not going to be too good for us. It's going to go over our goals. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get a... They might be able to get a shot from it. No, they're kind of far back. They're not really going to get... No, they might be able to get a shot from it with Hellfire over there. But basically, because I jumped up onto the wall, it gave me the initiative, so I was able to get to this ball first. So I'm just trying to grab little boost pads here as I rotate around. Thinking I could have positioned a bit better there, but I'm not sure. A touch by me was really risky, but it does tend to work out kind of alright, because if you have a look where the opponent was, it makes it hard for him to get a shot. It was a little bit behind where my opponent was, so it made it really hard for him to get an angle on net, and it probably allowed my teammate to get more of an easy clear. This actually mind gamed me pretty hard when he drove past me here. I thought he was going to hit it. Right there, it just looked to me like he was going to hit it and tap it to the side to Hellfire. He might have been trying to, but it messed me up pretty hard and I didn't get a good hit. Missed that touch. Well, that's kind of unfortunate that my teammate went in there too. So you generally want to spread out when you have those sorts of things happening. Oh, that was interesting. See there though how I'm trying to control it more out of my defense than anything else? And Mads was trying to help me clear it out, so that's definitely a good thing, is to try and help each other clear it out. This was just kind of sloppy rotation by them, where we haven't really done anything too amazing. Like, I chipped one player, but then they had one player kind of everywhere and their goalie just missed that. That wasn't really that great. So once again, oh, they've actually got someone in net this time, so I do prefer that rotation. That rotation off kickoff is a lot smoother to me. That's got to be a goal. Wait, who was in net? Oh, he didn't respect. Yeah, right here. For this sort of shot, you want to get up, double jump, like as it's bouncing off that wall, because they're going to shoot it. That's just, any good player is going to shoot that and you're going to get dunked on. Or you just stay really far back in net, like just a bit behind the goal line, and you can try and get a save, but those are really tough to get. You have to kind of preemptively save it. Don't think I should be flying for that. You can see it's just kind of a mess when I fly for that. They could have actually shot that and scored a goal, I think. If he just hit it straight at the net. So they cut off our passing there. bumping him, grabbing boost, rotating about. Probably should rotate more to mid there, but teammate scores a goal, so it's all good. I nearly got dunked there. That was nearly kind of bad for me. Probably should have done that a bit differently. Kind of hard. I handled it alright. Probably could have hit it a bit more to that side so that it was really less likely that it would go in our net. So you're just kind of positioning for pass or them passing it. So you kind of want to stop off as many things as you can from your opponents. Ooh, that was a really good pass right there from Mads. Right here, I'll pass it back to him because it gives us more time and momentum, I guess, to keep possession, and me passing it to him there is a lot better. I probably passed it a bit too hard for him to get a hit that he would like, but it does work out okay. This pass was amazing though. That was actually so good. I actually kind of want to point out Mads' positioning this whole time because it was actually really, really good. I remember this play actually. So here, he decides not to hit it there because he thinks he doesn't want to go across goal, which is actually a pretty smart decision. He actually taps it back there, which means that they have to go into the corner, which is actually pretty good. You notice how all of them actually just went into the corner from that touch. Like, this actually baited them so hard. So we've gone over here, and you can just see Heptic's gone up. So this touch here that Heptic's going for is going to hit it mid, which isn't too bad. Then the Lols goes in, and then Hellfire should not go in for this, pretty much, because he's going into the corner with all three of them are now just bunched in the corner.